If you are a leader who is in a leadership position and you are not holding the dysfunctional atmosphere that's happening in your environment accountable, you are not a good leader in that area. Because if you can accept help from somebody else, that means that you are leading yourself badly, because you would rather be in your dysfunction of hiding this problem and thinking that, well, if I just keep going, it'll just dissolve. It won't. And sooner or later, it's going to come up in how you serve somebody.
Yeah, give a man a fish, he'll eat for the night. Teach a man how to fish, he'll be able to eat for a lifetime.
It's the becoming, bro. I'll put it like this. Who I am is in the becoming. It's never the end goal. Humility is leaving a position of power to connect to the person who needs your heart and your gift. Please take this down, because it's going to help you and your character.
Better be taking notes.
Right? Because your gift will bring you into places where your character can't keep you. Put that in your framework. 4 things I want to mention.
Hey everybody, hope all is well. Welcome to the very first episode launch of WaveMaker Leadership.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's Javon and I today, guys, just us two. We're gonna introduce WaveMaker Leadership. So for those who don't know, before I met Daryl and had the experience that led to the catalyst, the ride, the wave, I was seeking the culture of NCK equipment. If you guys go to www.N as in Nancy, CK-equip, EQUIP.com. You can even see how Wave ties into the logo. Business is going to be a major part of our organization, and it's right now starting to slowly reveal itself. So Javon, just want to thank you so much for being a part of this journey and officially the first WaveMaker Leadership Show.
Yes, sir.
That's
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited because the world is going to see a different version of us, right? That I believe when we start talking about, leadership, business, different things of that sort, a lot of people are going to be blessed, not just those who are consuming our content, but those who actually need help in a certain area. That I believe that the information that we have and other guests that will be on the podcast for sure, that we can give them some accurate information.
Yeah, we're blessed. It's hybrid. Yeah. And to give you guys the breakdown, so WaveMaker podcast is for homeless, people who have experienced homelessness and gotten out, or charities, anyone aspiring to serve or build a charity. And WaveMaker Leadership is for servant, conscious, and positive leadership, focusing on WaveMaker principles, guests like that inspire cultures internally and bring people to really great lifestyles through organizations. And then Tide Talks, anything we want, any topic we want. If we want to dive into the spiritual, if we want to dive into leadership, positivity, WaveMaker principles, whatever we want, man, we got a nice little trio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, man. Today, the title that we have, guys, today is called The Heart of Leadership, right? And I think that's a great place to start when it comes to leadership, because leadership is the one thing that I believe that every human being is operating in. Whether they're doing that in a bad way or a good way, they're still operating in leadership. So I wanted us to start with the heart of leadership. And guys, what we're going to do, me and Jeff is just going to have a conversation about it, right? It's not going to be nothing crazy, questions back and forth, even though we will have questions. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section so that we can answer them. But let's get into it, Jeff.
Absolutely.
The heart of leadership.
Dive in.
I like to start with questions. So.
Absolutely.
My question to you, brother, what do you believe is the meaning of the term, the heart of leadership?
I think the heart of leadership is being a servant. And the core is love. It really is to get to know your team on and off the field, to inspire and encourage through a defined mission, and then to have fun and to lead this thing through. So I think that making sure that you have an understanding of who's working for you, go a little bit outside of the box with the culture, not just hire somebody as a fit, fill in that box, check that box, and and go for morale purposes and long term. It really, serving and servant leadership is far better than any kind of micromanagement, at least on my end.
That's good, bro. That's good. So break down what it means to be a servant, because now you're tapping into something that many people shy away from. Like, servitude is something that many people shy away from when they're trying to advance to the next level, right? So tap in a deeper meaning of what it means to be a servant in an atmosphere where you know you have the skills to be a leader, but you're not there positionally yet, but you're trying to get there.
2 ways to go about it. One, hey, where's that report? It's due by so-and-so time. It's that project. Or, hey, where are you at with this? Is there anything I could do to help out? Do you need an assistance from me in any way? Or if there was 3 things holding you back from this project, what are they right now? So diving into the art of asking questions and then being curious and leading with that curiosity, aside from just barking out an order and just letting it rip and go and just staying in the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, man. I mean, I had this meeting here, right, when it came, because it's going to tie into what you said. And this, I was like, I'm not even worried, right? And my personal meeting that I had for the heart of leadership, I put one who answers the call to go before a people with all humility, compassion, and depth, so that they can arrive at a place they could not have without you. And we're going to break that down again, because it is so heavy when it comes to those 3 points, because humility is this. Humility is leaving a position of power to connect to the person who needs your heart and your gift, right? I think that's the most beautiful thing when it comes to the heart of leadership. The second thing is compassion. You are moved by the immediate need of the people that you're serving or that you're called to serve. And then the death is a laying down of life so that others can get to that next level. So when you combine those 3, and that's not all of them, but when you combine those 3, I think those are pivotal points that create the heart of a leader, so that they can be a blessing to others.
Yeah, it's powerful. I agree. I think that is a good way of putting it together. And expect hardship. Expect there to be obstacles in the way when you're doing that. When you're putting your heart out, serving with a purpose, there's going to be more walls maybe than none at all. That's why I think some people don't pursue it. But, there's nothing more fulfilling to me than just getting after it. Even when I'm tired, burnt out, those down days, they're so much better than the days that I may be stressed out about for the things that I'm neglecting in my life, or the health that I'm disregarding. And, there's something about that energy goes where focus
goes with energy.
Energy flows. Is that what it is? Tony Robbins,
like
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I love that.
He came out with that. Yep. Nah, that's it, man. And I think when you have a heart for something, your physical body has to catch up to like your spiritual. You get what I'm saying? Because your spiritual, yes, it needs rest. Well, I wouldn't even say that. I don't believe that your spirit needs rest. Your soul needs rest, right? That's your intellect. That's the way that you think. That's your mindset. That's your will. All of that. Your soul needs repairing if you get too much into stuff and then heartbreak happens and then letdowns. That's your soul.
Out.
But your spirit is always like, it is eternal. Like it is always aware to do the thing that you're called to.
So do you think that as a leader, our job is to birth that out in somebody?
In other people?
Yeah.
100%. Because I think it's not enough to just be a positional leader. It's not enough just to be a leader. Are you a spiritual leader like me? I love to be a spiritual leader.
Yeah.
Because I know for a guarantee, everybody has a spirit. So if I know for a guarantee everybody has a spirit, that means that I can connect with you spiritually before I can connect with you.
Yeah. You and I have almost like an offset there.
Yeah.
Like there's some things with you I wish I could take more of and implement. And but
you have things.
Yeah. What we do bring a lot to the table the combo there. Because even just being in the field with you in Morristown, I could tell the way your personality does lean towards that. And, with prayer and everything, you're very good with that. And I think that, whether it's indirect or direct, that leading by example is really important. It does get tough, difficult conversation sometimes. And when you present yourself with a certain reputation, and then you might fall off principle a little bit, you're held to a higher standards. So I think really upfront communication. Here's my work style. Here's how I work. Here are expectations as well upfront. So that communication's key.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, and here it is, always remember this, guys. Communication is not just words. That is a form of communication, but communication is not just words. Communication goes beyond the words that you say. It is a feeling. It is what you see. It is what you smell, right? If I enter into a garbage disposal place, I'm communicating without saying words by my facial expressions.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to go beyond the only way that we call communication, which is speaking. And that goes into the principle, like you having that mindset that, man, when I'm about to lead somebody or I want to be present with somebody, I need to sit here, hear them, don't say anything, but truly hear what they're saying beyond the words that they're talking about.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Of course, that principle, listening.
There you go.
Listening, it's a skill.
Yep. Because the questions that you have when we're talking about the principle, like the art of asking questions, they will be more strategic.
Yeah.
If you start with the other point first, listen. You get what I'm saying?
I do think the book order of prepping to radiate positivity. That was Ray Marone, my mentor too. Ray, shout out to Ray. He really was that first principle in the book, Radiate Positivity. I mean, he was known for that. Admix, manufacture large tanks and mixers, things like that. And he had a reputation. He'd go into a convenience store and just radiate that positivity. So that energy, everything we do, everything we say as leaders, it matters.
See? And in that very act that he did, like you said, he went into a store and radiated. He went into another place to capture what was already there that wasn't positive, to now give out something that he has that he can give to the world without them even asking for it.
And you know why, guys? Because the most successful people in the world,
come on,
they're probably not the smartest people in the room too, but they're doers. They're active. They get out. They get after it. Ever since we activated on the Ride the Wave side, the outreach, when Vanessa mentioned that, it just activated. And then you know what ends up happening? When you're doing it and you're in a servant mindset and you're in the right space, doing it for the right reasons, God tends to send you a network.
Always.
Come on. I'm going to get somebody in Ebrace, and then the mayor and his wife, Mary's walking by, and I connect to Mary and get her number. I mean, the odds of that are really rare, and I never have seen him prior or paid attention, So there he is walking right by at that exact time.
Because honestly, bro, like leadership attracts leadership. Whether it's bad leadership or good leadership, it doesn't matter. When leaders get into a room or they get into the same city, something's going to shift, right? So whether it's a gang member wanting to start a gang in a community that has no gang activity, you're still going to notice it. Whether there's a new business coming in, you're still going to notice the business, because people that are followers will always have an interest in somebody that's leading, right? You get what I'm saying? So I think now when it comes to, now that we know that there's followers and there's leaders, this is going back to the servant aspect. In Matthew 20:26, Jesus says this: whoever wants to become great among you must first become your servant. And I think that's such a powerful position, because I want us to go back to that, Jeff. Why is it so important for whoever wants to become first to serve before they get the position.
It's so hard to explain that because it is backwards.
Yeah.
You know, I always try, like, if you started up with a video game, you want to complete the video game and go through a series of obstacles, maybe have some cheat codes. You're not supposed to know, or you wouldn't want to anyway. Yeah. So if life was like a video game, you'd have to go through a series of things outside of the box you normally wouldn't to create a paradigm within it. So it is the opposite.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it would, but you think you'd have to point people in the direction to where they need to go. But it's about opening them up to their true selves. It's about inspiring them, getting them to produce way more than you would think. Kind of like the golden goose. If you were sitting on a golden goose and you just whip the goose to just produce as many eggs as possible, and the goose like died in a couple of weeks or whatever, just was abused and tired. Or you could take the goose and you could just care for it. You could long-term make sure it's healthy. Now, you may not get as many eggs quick, golden eggs, but you'll get quality. And it'll be long-term, and that goose will love you.
Yeah.
And the production will be much more connected to quality and focus. That's why Ride the Wave Foundation, even for NCK equipment, is so core to the values of the culture. Young people right now, the problem is young people don't feel like they have a purpose. So we're going to create an environment where people come in, hey, you come on board, what's your dream? What do you want to be? Where do you want to go within the organization? We'll create a roadmap and utilize company resources for it.
And even with that, like it's anytime I see people talk about young people, like the problem that they have or whatever the case may be, it's always going to go back to leadership.
Yes.
If this generation is so wilder than like the last generation, and then before that, they don't have honor, they don't have respect in certain places that they need to, somebody missed their teaching moment because they thought that something else was more of a priority than pouring into the next generation because of where they were in their infancy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you mean they haven't grown out of
so there's no
next level.
Yeah, there's no instant result to longevity when you're teaching a child, right? Because you're like, life is still going on, man. I don't have time to sit there and try to train somebody who's not even going to do nothing with it right now. Yeah. But it takes the leader who understands, number one, that longevity, or I would say compounding interest, right? I think it was Albert Einstein that said it is the eighth wonder of the world. Because when things that compound over time, they start to create a foundation underneath it that it's very hard to break.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I think, I put this here, I said, servant before status, right?
I like that.
Servant before status will always prune and cut out what belongs and what doesn't, right? Servant before status.
Burns off that ego.
It just cuts it out.
It just cuts it out.
Now talk about this, Jeff. Let's dive into this. Why do you think that many leaders need to get pruned and cut? Because it's let me break it down later. Pruning is so that you can get cut to become more fruitful, right? Yeah. The cutting is to cut away anything that's dead, that's keeping that organism back. So talk about that, brother.
Yeah, I mean, somebody that would go to BUD/S, Navy SEAL, right? You'd ask them probably, why would you want to go through that torture, that pain, right? But serving our country at the highest level and getting through something that is so difficult, you do come out the other side a certain way when you do take it on. And, a dream without execution is a delusion. So if you have it in your heart right now, and in the past, you've given up a bunch of times, whatever it is, that dream, this one, stick to it, see what happens, and expect adversity. Expect the world, God to push it back a little bit, to challenge you to make sure, do you really want this? I think it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of focus. It does not come without a lot of failures. Yeah. There were some I mentioned it in the last Tide Talk, I think, or last one we did. Like I was on the brink, and it happened a couple times. You got to risk it for the biscuit. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. The people that I know, Slavek, the owner of, check out Sky Llama Studios, guys. located in Totowa, New Jersey. If you're looking for a quality show, production, anything, music, sound, all that kind of stuff, check them out. Skylamis, that's right, .com. They've been great, but like somebody who like him who's a friend, and I know that there's an element of putting yourself out there, wearing your heart in the sleeve, and you just have to do that. But through that pain, through those mistakes, I think when they're pointed towards the right ethical decisions and you're leading your life a certain way, it's not pain. It's not pain. It's justifiable suffering.
Yeah. Which is something that we said in football, and also military uses this as well, is that pain is weakness leaving the body.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I love that phrase.
Like there's a weakness
it's true
that needs to come out of you.
Yeah.
And man, I remember listening to somebody who said this. They was like, Muhammad Ali didn't start counting his ab count until his abs started hurting. He needed to feel the pain first in order to start counting his reps for all of his crutches and different things. And I said, see, there we go.
I've gotten to the point actually where if I feel too comfortable now, I feel like something's wrong.
Oh, see?
And I'm terrified of my ego popping up. I've gotten to the point where I love connecting with the outreaches, and I know, we both know where this is going to go in business too. The impact, everything, and you were so humble. That's what I love about you, Javon, about your background and also your current network, but the way it leads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a matter of time, and we have so much to contribute, but that was breaking the barrier into a world of doing things that I normally wouldn't do and really going outside of the box of the normal.
Yeah.
You
got to do it.
Takes.
Like you have to interrupt a current thing in order for it to succeed or like go to that next level. And I think that's what many people don't get to. They think that in order for them to get to any type of success, that it is a straight line. Success is never a straight line at all. Success, if success was a straight line, I'm telling you this right now, guys, you would learn nothing.
It's not like
you would learn nothing, right?
It will not. The end result may come to the same, but the route. I learned that lesson right away. When it hit.
It's a great lesson.
When the vision came for the campus, I knew. But now it was June 2023 that we were formed on paper. But the way this thing has gone with NCK and just the route it's taken, I would have never predicted it. Never predicted
it. Success looks like this.
Just don't give up.
You can't.
You don't give up.
You can't. Man, I think it was Jim Rohn that said it this way. He said, if I hand you $1 million, it's best that you become a millionaire quickly. Because the $1 million doesn't make you a millionaire. It just means that you have $1 million in your bank account now.
Yeah, give a man a fish, he'll eat for the night. Teach a man how to fish, he'll be
becoming.
He'll be able to eat for a lifetime.
It's the becoming, bro. And that's the heart of the leader. The heart of the leader understands that I'll put it like this, who I am is in the becoming. It's never the end goal.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
It's the journey of, it's an evolution, and it's the journey of, we're kind of like, everybody plants seeds, and that's what we do. You do that, we'll do that with employees too as we grow. And you go in and you plant seeds of encouragement just to get somebody on the right track, or you ask a question to get the information, knowing that you're going to guide them, but not being direct. I blew myself out there too. That's another thing. As a mentor, young guy worked with, I gave up all, I figured, you know what? I wanted somebody in my life that gave me everything. That told me how it was, their burns. I made that mistake.
It's crazy.
And it's too bad that there had to be a residual there. But I feel like now it's all right, let's balance it out. Let's uncover their needs and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
The person.
But that's the heart of the leader. You get what I'm saying? The heart of a healthy leader, I would say, because we're going to get into the difference between a healthy leader, right? A leader that has a healthy heart versus one that has a bad heart. Because just because you have a heart doesn't mean that it's healthy, right? But going back to that point, it's so powerful because a true leader who actually wants to duplicate himself, right? Because I believe every leader needs to duplicate themselves if they truly believe in what they're teaching, right? It's not just for you to die with. So at some point, you have to teach, watch, and then let go, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And
you
the
can't
balance
hold on
of
to the end.
when to do it is tough.
Mhm.
The relationship management
Come on.
aspects has been the most difficult, especially within the community. Professionally, it's easier. That's technology in that. Technology and relationship management, making sure that, if somebody says they're going to complete something, that gets done.
Yeah.
We're pretty blessed, man. We got a very, I think, unique situation where you see the value. We almost have the vision may have come when I met Daryl, but you also have a way of going about it too. Like you have it in a sense that's tailored towards you, where you could see it towards your brand. That's what's nice about that. Well, me and you were pretty even with it. Like I feel like you could be up and running fine. I completely trust you. So we definitely have a nice, I think, kind of divinely placed business and friendship too.
But mine is Christ. Like my brand is
that's where it
nothing
comes from.
without God.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? Because he told me to love one another as I have loved you.
That's why we're sitting here.
You get what I'm saying? How I love you is not based on how I feel about you, which means every person that I see is based off how God created you to be. So it's my job to get you to the level, if you're not there, it's my job to get you to the level where you were created to be at.
And you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Now that the path is to the person,
there you go.
And it's been lived, and then it starts to live that.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes do get open really quickly on who is not in network or who is not really with it. It also enhances your point of view to be able to have a better understanding, because it opens up your spirit to feel it. And also, I don't know, there's street smarts that just starts to take over, where you could read people a little bit better as well. So there's multiple reasons to connect to the person, and not just hire somebody flat out to fill in a gap and not get to know them and just go through the motions.
Yeah, 100%. Going back to the word heart, I put here the heart of something is also a gift. Right? If you have a heart from something, like guys, really, really hear this. I said the heart of something is also a gift. And God gives us part of his heart to certain people so that who needs to be served will get all of what God wants them to have. When you have people who does not have a heart for something in a position that they don't have a heart for, it won't get the fullest potential that it needs to be. Because they're just in this for the position. Yeah,
and anything you see in Javon and I, guys, as this thing continues, only a couple of years when we're going with it, we'll never stop.
Come on.
It really is that.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
You gotta have a heart, bro.
It's heart. It's God. Whether you believe it or not. And I know my network and, my history, family, friends, and stuff like that. I mean, there's a reason now why we're sitting here with mics like this, and this is going to go like that. And it really came down, for me personally, respect others' journeys and stuff like that. They had decided to publicly get baptized. And then I started having unlikely friendships, which led to meeting you and then meeting Daryl,
Yeah. That's that, bro.
Yeah, I just think that it also is really the backbone of a lot of things that I didn't realize prior. My, reading and being so into Tony Robbins or John Maxwell, John Gordon, not knowing that those are all those principles that are embedded indirectly. Where else are they going to come from? Where else do they come from?
See, it's
not written anywhere else. Not in that order.
When you hide it within your heart, it's very hard for you. Not saying that you can, but it's very hard for anybody to deviate from what's been hidden and planted in their heart. You get what I'm saying? So when a person has the heart for something, that means that they have adopted this light within them that literally guides them throughout the life.
I think
get what I'm saying?
Two major deterrents for people are, one, they're worried about what other people are going to think.
Yeah, always.
And when you're pursuing your purpose, people are not going to understand it up front. If it's a big hit with a vision, they're not going to understand it. But that does not mean that it's not real and it can't be something. It was a party here at the studio. He goes by Malik. Shout out Jason. He's in Vegas right now. He's a musician. If you look him up, I think it's a standard thing in Vegas. When I was going to go out there, I was hoping to connect with him and ended up going out. He was here at that studio, and it was not that long after with CJ when I knew it was going to work then. And with CJ, it hit hard again. And I came in there, no sleep, nothing like that with him, just crazy.
Okay.
What was I talking about right before that? I had a point.
Don't know. But here we go.
What was I talking about? CJ.
I'm a Will Jeff back in, guys. Right? So going back to this, brother, like there's something that's heavy with this as well. In the heart of leadership, guys, adopt this, please. The heart of leadership isn't just about the people, but mostly about yourself. And when you don't take care of yourself, many people get a version of your leadership that they actually take ownership of your words, and it will ruin them.
Yeah, and to scale it back, I remember I don't know where I went with CJ, but what I was going to say was assumptions and people pleasing, worried about what people think are two major things. And yeah, I think like to go back to your point, self-care came right up, day of development. That was the first thing that pops up on the big screen. Damon comes up, or no, John Gordon came up. Major players, like consider the third best speaker in the world. John, Damon, all those guys are on top of they may fly under the radar, but they're with the NFL, college, they're, on top of their game. Right the first slide.
Yeah.
Leadership, your legacy starts with you. Your legacy starts off, it starts and ends with you internally. You're the one that pumps the brakes. You're the one that gets too burnt out. You're not connected to the spiritual. It's all that. It's your discipline. It's your lifestyle. It's in the mornings. When I'm off the spiritual. I'm off my morning discipline routine.
Yeah.
Every time.
Which is like three of the main things that I had, right? When you're mostly personally trying to better yourself. Yeah. There's three things: the personal, the spiritual, and also the mental. That is what shapes the healthy heart of the leader, man. Because it's like when people's their personal lives, like I don't care how much you're teaching on business development, if your personal development sucks, bro, your business is going to suck. The people who work for you are going to suck. Why? Because that is who you are. It's in the DNA of you. So you can't escape what you personally digest every single day when you wake up.
It's tough for me to relate to the past person, but there's a time. There was definitely times in my life where I was, definitely beaten down. I think like depressed, not thinking that I could, but yeah, I mean, it really is that, it's that uncovering. You have to look under the hood. It's an exploratory, seek and you shall receive. If you're just continuing to do it, a while back, it stuck out me that one time, I think it was with Mark Robinson, we were talking about changing your environment. If somebody wants to live in a nice neighborhood, go to the coffee spot, surround yourself, start talking to people there. Yeah. Network. Join a volleyball league that's in town or something, a social league. Start to integrate yourself where you want to be. Start to read. There's so many excuses nowadays. People are so quick to immediately say what they can't do. I'm not going to like that dish, that food. I don't like Indian food. Never had it. How do you know it's not the best meal you ever had in your life? Yep. So it's inspiring people. It's making them comfortable, leading with empathy and understanding. The principles in WaveMaker are applicable, I could talk, in life, walking down the street, just as much as in business. Because it will, your personal interactions will be enhanced. And like you said, self-care. And unless it's overindulgence and it's really taking you away from something, it's the least selfish thing you could do. Because think about it. If you're taking care of yourself, you're not burning out, you're eating right, you're doing all that, you're going to have the best energy to forward face whoever you're leading, whatever task you're doing, feeling your best self. And I also, what I was going to say with the depression, it felt weird to feel normal or to feel good. It almost felt to me at that time, looking back, that I felt a certain way about feeling normal. Like I almost needed chaos in my life. It was odd. But now when those come, it's balance.
Most people
they're used to it.
Don't really know themselves.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're consuming so much content and you never like reflect on who you are, you never address the issues in your life, you never, those things that are running through your mind, you never stop to like pinpoint, man, I really need to address that. When you don't do that, you are living a false life. And now you're looking at somebody else to distract you from a place where you need to be and cutting it off. And it's like so many people don't even know that the life that they could have if they just become free. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what?
But why isn't freedom the goal?
There's so many, it's such a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Satan, he's a convicted felon, pending a jail sentence.
Yep.
Love already won. We know it. Our job is to announce it through our principles, through our outlet, through our lives. That's what ends up becoming you because of the reality of it. It's just that through us, Javon, we have an opportunity, and through positive, conscious servant leaderships, if you guys take a look at that, because it doesn't matter. We're targeting this for everybody. If you're sweeping up floors, if you want to do anything, for street smarts, just to get what you want, you have to sell yourself. You have to be able to communicate. And that's what the key of those principles are, is to help you to be able to do that, to be your best self and to get there.
But it's going back to like, what are you selling? You get what I'm saying? Because if you're selling something that's not healthy, like I said, everybody's a leader. It just takes another leader to develop the leader within you. You know what I'm saying? By you getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, you were just leading in a certain way. You get what I'm saying? So it takes another leader who has advanced to the level that you're trying to get to pull you up or hold you accountable and say like, bro, that's not the place you need to go. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of these young guys, you know, the Neo guys like the Jack, the influencers that are online, some of them now when they're getting interviewed, they're like, you know, this was not all the cars, all the money, all that added work and pressure. They're young kids.
Yeah.
They're not prepared. They didn't know the real world. 18, 17, no, I think Jack was younger, like a 14-year-old kid. Can you imagine making all that money, doing the nonsense that they're doing, starting fights with people, causing a ruckus, all that. I can't say I blame them for the money, but diverting the money and repositioning that in this country as leaders of like, I know this is not business related, but like, you're making this amount of money on OnlyFans. No, we're going to restrict that and divert the money to doctors and people. I know with entertainment, it's different. So I think like where you're pointing certain things and how that money is coming in does matter. Because you think it doesn't, you just pop into the world and you start making blood money, or you start doing something that's a disservice, that's not going to matter towards the end. It's just going to go dark. You know, what if you have to face a judge and they're going to be like, you know, you took this at that time, or, you know, I was over there. You didn't help me when I was asking for money. I was hungry that day. It was a test from God.
Yeah.
You better believe, Javon, I'm not going at the end. And I'm not, I know it'll never be perfect, but I want to be at least just ask, like, did I at least come close?
You'll feel it.
Man.
Like there's a feeling that you
have. It's so important. It's the most important decision anybody will have.
But it's like perfection is nothing that you can get to when you're in servitude. And let me pinpoint that. Nobody is perfect. So because nobody is perfect, but somebody is perfect, which is God, He gets to comfort you when you feel like you haven't done enough. He will let you know you are all good. I already did the work. what you're expecting as a successful result. My version of success was the moment you stopped and said hello. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While we're like, no, but I need to do this for them. I need to do that for them. He's like, you obeyed me by just stopping to say God loves you. But we're focused on, you get what I'm saying?
Ends up, the results are so much better when the path is to the person. And we're not scrambling around, stressed out with minds racing a million miles an hour, talking to AI and adding to task lists. It's those moments that I'm in that connection.
Yeah.
Radiate that positivity. I push through any nerves if they're there, or recognize them with intent, empathy, and understanding. Soft intro. Looking somebody in the eyes. It takes that guard down. And as leaders, it puts you in a position for people to feel more comfortable, which leads to building trust, which is the very first thing that's key. I mean, you can't, without building trust, it took me over a year to start to build trust in the community after being activated for a few months too. It takes time, and there's a lack of trust a lot of times with employees that come in. We don't know everybody's history or past. So yeah, whether it's like a hot tub thing or, you have in Jersey, a fire pit, you just take your people out, get to know them, have fun.
And that's why I mentioned, I said this before, that everyone has a heart, but that doesn't mean that every heart is healthy, right? And I want to pinpoint this because bad hearts are mostly due to personal lifestyle.
Sharks.
All right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, bad hearts are mostly due to your personal lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not talking about health conditions, somebody, a baby, and they got to help. No. What we're talking about, majority of hearts that have gotten unhealthy is because of the life choices you made, poor diet, smoking, right? Yeah. Cholesterol, like all that stuff wasn't managed correctly. And now that heart that once was good has now turned bad. And I put healthy hearts exist because the person doesn't have a myopic view of life. Right? So they're able to view, so that basically means they're able to view up close, but distant objects are blurry. So a person that has a myopic leadership framework is they're so focused on them, but everything else outside of them is very blurry, right? So this is like a two-sided coin, I would say, is that when it comes for you developing the personal success that you need within your life to be an effective leader, you need to have a selfish mentality when it comes to you becoming better. But now when it comes to you serving, you cannot have a myopic worldview because it's not just about you. It is about the world beyond you. You get what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. And it becomes real when you have more of a responsibility like that. Showing up on time. And I have my moments, I'm not perfect. And this was all forged through a lot of the things Javen and I are going to probably grow to talk about I've done or been through without being perfect. That's definitely true. What was your question?
I didn't have a question.
Oh, shoot.
He was going.
Man, I'm doing it again. No, I think you nailed it. Having a point of view and not getting too much in the weeds with process, technology, the numbers, the money, the true numbers, the ROI is the relationships. That's when people will produce the most. Because if they respect you, think about it, if you build a trust, they see something in you that they want to be like. This day and age, you could set yourself apart like nobody's business. So yeah, hard times are happening. There's a lot of war. There's a lot of chaos. It's scary. But there's also an amazing opportunity to shine bright like you've never done. And if you have something unique, because what everybody tends to be doing sometimes is falling into that cookie cutter AI process of, I want to be an artist, so I'm going to make music and it's going to sound like this just because I want to make money. Like you said before, what are the reasons? What are the purposes? The purpose for it. You're only going to uncover that. And no matter what, if somebody's telling you otherwise, they're wrong. Through self-discovery.
Yeah.
Action plans, reading books.
Man, listen.
You have to do it. What do you say?
Guys, Solomon said it like this, which is so powerful. He said, find a man that is diligent at what he does, and he shall stand before kings and not obscure men. Find the person who is diligent, who is resilient, who is dedicated, who is committed to what he does in his work. And he's going to stand in front of the midst of great people and not low-level people who are lazy, who are intolerant. But when you're diligent at what you're doing, and this is heavy for the leaders that's going out there, or if you're about to tap into business, about to tap into some organization starter, whatever it is, be diligent at what you're doing, because one day you're going to stand in the midst of great people, and you have to be ready. There is no more, I need to get ready when you're standing in front of great people. The Lord is going to open up a door for you, and it's going to be your character. It's going to be all that consistent late night stuff is now going to be right there in that moment, and you have to deliver.
I'm telling you, the icing on the cake, and I swear I want to tattoo it right on my forehead and walk around the rest of my life. The added fuel and the icing in the cake, if you implement those things as a leader in life, and it's really missing, I think it's a big reason why we're where we're at. Encourage. Just encourage others. In your environment right now, wherever you're at, switch the conversation up. Normally, you may be like, oh, the dishes are over there, or this is what you're doing wrong, whatever. Start to be like, you know what? I think you could do that. Or you wanted to be that. Keep going. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I really do. I see something in you. You know, I've gone up to complete strangers, had conversations, be like, you know what? You got something in you. I see something that's in you. I want to continue talking with you. I'm glad we connected. I had a lot of value, this conversation. And when I'm saying it, it's amazing because you know what? I mean it.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody lower. There's nobody above. You know something that I don't. I know something that you don't.
Yeah.
If I'm on the streets or not, I have a life experience. I have a knowledge, a nugget that we can benefit each other, and each person can benefit each other in some capacity. It's just you have to softly open that door the right way, because the path is to the person. And AI, Satan, everything is right now in place. Multiple social media channels, you know, multiple access points to certain things, digital currency, the divide is getting deeper, gentrification, all that. It's all to distract us from not talking to each other as we're walking by and being in our own space and being closed off and distant. It's not like you think, though. It is a war. The war is spiritual and it's domestic, but ride the wave. WaveMaker Leadership has chosen what side we're on.
Which ties into really pinpointing a framework for leadership.
Yeah.
Right? Guys, I think when we're talking about leadership, look at the last word in there. It's the word ship. Now, really follow me with this, because it'll help somebody.
Oh, I just got chills.
A leader that is in leadership, because every leader is not in leadership, right? You actually need somebody following you. So a leader is a captain on a ship that is taking the people somewhere. Put that in your framework. 4 things I want to mention. A leader. Leadership has a leader. Leadership has a leader. Number 2, leadership has a goal. There is a destination that you have to go to as a leader that is operating a leadership. Then 3rd, you need a team. There is no captain on a ship right now that doesn't have a crew. He cannot manage the low level that has everything to do with all the technology and all the heat and all the compression that moves the engine, and he's up top just doing the steering and looking in his goggles, right? So the 4th thing I think is so important. You have to create a becoming atmosphere. Your atmosphere as a leader on a leadership, make it transformative. The whole crew has to be becoming something or becoming better while they're in your ship. And I think that's a huge point when it comes to leaders that are healthy entering a space to change people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah, for sure. I love the way you put that. And they're going to be sharks. They're going to be individuals that come in.
Yeah, they're in the water.
Disrupt the, some piranhas sometimes, disrupt the culture, but recognizing that and also being somebody as a leader that's holds the culture to a high standards, ethical. If anything blew out at all, it's the ethical code, really. I mean, that is just fall in line with the community aspects or So I think that having the ability to be able to frame upfront difficult conversations, hold others accountable, love tough.
Yeah.
Shout out John Gordon. I love the way he always put that. It said tough love, like tough love, love tough. You're bringing something up. You're bringing up something that maybe could be a blind spot in somebody. You could even say, hey, listen, this is going to be a little bit of a tough conversation, but I want to openly talk about it because I feel it could be a benefit for your career, for us, whatever, however you intro it and segue. But the problem is a lot of times important conversations get brushed under the rug in fear of rocking the boat.
It's crazy.
And we just we let each other die. Alcoholism.
Yeah.
Everything, like it's serious.
It's
we don't speak up about, and leaders need to speak up for their people.
And that's a bad leader that doesn't speak up. If you are a leader who is in a leadership position and you are not holding the dysfunctional atmosphere that's happening in your environment accountable, you are not a good leader in that area. And it's okay. Listen, you could be a great leader in other aspects of your environment, but you have to hold your own self accountable when you are not being a good leader in a specific area. And if one of those specific areas has to do with the characteristic development of a person you're leading and you fail to acknowledge that, you're doing more damage than good.
Yeah,
John, being passive, right?
John Gordon at the Power of Positive Leadership, when I was certified through that, has I switched. I like solution rule better. But his was no complaining rule. No complaining rule. So but basically what it is internally is if you have a complaint or you have something negative to say about certain things that's happening internally, you have to at least a minimum of one solution with it. You have to, it's a solution rule. You have to just back it up with a solution. Because, we get caught up, I think, in these revolving door meetings where nothing ends up getting accomplished.
See, now you're talking.
And there's task lists that are open. So these type of, I know we can go all day. I know you and me could sit here. I could go all day.
Oh man, that's a whole nother topic.
We have, this is endless. We're going to do so many, but and then it creates this. I noticed that leaders' faults, I think, are also not recognizing it within themselves what their faults are and filling in the gaps with good people. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You and Vanessa are very good at, I try to be open. So being honest and humble and asking for help too. I notice a lot of people don't want to ask for help. They feel a certain way about doing it on their own. We would not be there if it was for help of partners, volunteers, family support at times, friends, things like that. There would be nothing.
But
you can't do it
just
yourself.
Means, bro, they're not leading themselves. Because if you can accept help from somebody else, that means that you are leading yourself badly because you would rather be in your dysfunction of hiding this problem and thinking that, well, if I just keep going, it'll just dissolve. It won't. And sooner or later, if you keep being in that position, it's going to come up in how you serve somebody. So you can't keep hiding stuff and suppressing it because your position is so powerful that you can say one thing and somebody can kill themselves or elevate themselves based off one word that you give from the heart. And if that heart is very unhealthy, somebody's life is now in a pit because of what you said.
So literally you could speak life or death.
Literally.
You could do that.
That comes from the heart though.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Your word matters.
So
everything matters.
There's something in the little time we got left, right? There's something I want to speak on.
We run 10 minutes over. That's okay.
The characteristics, right?
Yeah.
That makes a healthy leader. And this is powerful. Man, I got this from the word. This is Paul
God told you?
Teaching to Timothy. No. Straight scripture, right? But he says something as a qualification for a leader.
Okay.
Right? So having those characteristics plays a huge part. He says this, he said, if any of you, and before I get into this audience, please take this down because it's going to help you and your character.
Better be taking notes.
Right? Because your gift will bring you into places where your character can't keep you.
I like that.
right? So let's talk about character.
Wait, say that again.
Your gift will put you in places that your character can't keep you.
Ah, wow.
So who you are, my skill set, my gift that I naturally have will bring me into rooms. But if my character sucks, it'll kick me out. You get what I'm saying?
I actually needed to hear that myself because I was telling you, like, recently sitting down with you Saturday, I was getting pulled into works too much. I was feeling that. I was like feeling like I was getting beaten up out there just a little bit.
But that's a good thing, though. That's a conviction. You get what I'm saying?
So the recognition of it.
You know what I'm saying?
I just, sometimes it's like, I get it. Even Paul, even Paul who, asked the thorn, I said, he asked, but what? My love was sufficient, God said.
My grace.
So understanding that no matter what you try to do, no matter how much you try to make sure everything's really, neat on the shelf and all that and perfect, you're not perfect. We were not designed that way. Constantly pursuing perfection is unhealthy. And it's a reflection of an insecurity too. And if you do actually flip it and start to look at the inside, just see what happens. And before anybody out there assumes or says, no, I won't do it. And I'm not talking about just 3 days of doing it. Do it for a couple months consistently and see what happens.
And that develops the character.
What's it, 22 days, something like that, 21? The 20, like, form a habit. I think, like, scientifically, it's like, so go a month, just do it consistently. What really do you have to lose? I mean, God, right? Half the people, everybody's complaining, they're not taking their medication. They're all like, I mean, everybody thinks we just popped in this place and there's no point, and then just go. Like, you're not supposed to figure something out. Like, you just go and consume things. What the heck, Javon? Listen, you got to be leaders up in here,
trying to wake them up, bro. Trying to wake them up.
Nah, we'll get after it. I think it's great.
So listen to this point, guys.
It's just a start.
Because this is going to help a lot of you. If any of you aspires to be an overseer inside the church, you have set yourself now, replace church with your workplace, business, whatever the case may be. If you have set your heart toward a noble ambition, for the word is true, yet an elder needs to be one who is without blame before others. He should be one whose heart is for his wife alone and not other women. I'm getting into some really deep stuff. He should be recognized as one who is sensible and well-behaved and living a disciplined life. He should be a spiritual shepherd who has a gift of teaching and is known for his hospitality. He cannot be a drunkard, or someone who lashes out at others, or argumentative, or someone who simply craves more money, but instead recognized by his gentleness. His heart, it's always about the heart, guys. His heart should be set on guiding his household with wisdom and dignity, bringing up his children to worship with devotion and purity. For if he's unable to properly lead his own household well, how could he properly lead God's household? He should not be a new disciple who would be vulnerable to living in the clouds of conceit and fall into pride, making him an easy prey for Satan. He should be respected by those who are not believers, having a beautiful testimony among them so that he would not fall into the traps of the enemy and be disgraced. Guys, when I tell you, a lot of people do not have this talk before they get into a position. And it shows that when you have an environment that doesn't address the character of the leader that needs to be in that position, and then they wonder why their employee environment, like, nobody trusts the leadership. Nobody wants to give advice. When they say, hey, does anybody have any questions? Nobody wants to say anything. It's because they're looking at your lifestyle. If you are cheating on your wife in the office, and your wife doesn't know, but the whole office knows, bro, your character is not going to be the thing that feeds the good soil of your company. And you get what I'm saying?
Fault of the man, not of the faith. Anytime that we're going against principles like that, it just gives the enemy more reason to leave that opening of, oh, well, here are the reasons why not. This person did that. This person did this. Yeah. So leading, you make a really valid point, leading by example. And, I probably would say that if you guys are out there that you'd want to be what Javon described. That type of person that's upright,
Come on, man.
that is reliable, that is not a complainer, all that. And you can be, and you could start slow right now, but just know that if you start right now, don't give up, because it's not going to feel all the time like you're on point and you have the energy for it. But keep asking God, keep praying, reflection journals. I every day write down 3 things that I'm grateful for.
It's good stuff.
3 things that I feel like I could do that'll make the day great. And then 3 things that I could improve. Just the act of me writing those down on my Kindle Scribe or whatever, putting it out there intentionally, there's just something to it. I think it's Dabo Sweeney or one of the college ball coaches. They could have the worst day, players out of line, coach, maybe they lost, just horrible day. They'll at least squeeze out 3 successes of the day. Just
because
in the
you gotta
rush,
shift
just
your
squeeze it
mindset,
out.
bro.
Just look at what could I extract that I could take today as that one lesson learned at a minimum.
Yeah.
Just even if I go to a meeting or if I'm at a event, like Entree Leadership, anything like that, I look at it like if it's just one thing that I could take out of it, then that's good. So what's your one thing today, guys? What's your one action?
Yeah.
Put in the comments. We'd like to know.
Well, this was a good one, brother.
It is. That.
I loved it.
Yeah, I could sit here. I could sit here all day and talk about this kind of thing. I think it's a great way to segue into the first show. Before we get guests, people get a little bit of idea of our mindset. And
we got to bring that heat for them to come into.
I know.
Listen, this is not for the weak, yo. This is for leaders.
That's right. And WaveMaker Leadership, guys. So we're rolling out in the back end. It's under development, a full training program, the forward-faced leaders. How to get to the bottom of a purpose. How to uniquely tie in a brand foundation, how they're giving back to the community, maybe even to every purchase. And then also maybe we have a great thought on a vision for a new chief level officer as well, liaison almost internally, WaveMaker principles. So yeah, this it's coming. We're looking forward to also in the next couple of months, we're going to release a website, WaveMaker Leadership, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be separate but connected. And
that's it.
We're going to go from there. I'm excited about this.
All right, guys. Always remember the path is to the person. Like, subscribe, and share this episode.
Absolutely, guys. Like I said, we're going to get a website, ridethewave.org. Check out our Facebook, all that. Like, subscribe on YouTube. We love you guys. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Take care.